Živjo, Ivy here. Welcome back to my channel, and let's check it out. All the books that I've read in June. And for once, after all these 6 months, I finally have, well, not read, but listened to an audiobook. This is something that I don't usually go for, but I found this audiobook really cute and great. So here I'm trying something completely different, something that I saw one of the content creators that I watch on YouTube is actually do the calendar and then like put a line or a color from which day did I start reading and which day did I end, so that I stop writing it when I talk about the books and do all that later. But in one particular one I again wrote start and finish the book because I'm so used to it. So this is me trying it out for the first time. The idea that I saw this was from content creator, she's from Australia, Erin Smith, and I really like the way she does her reading journals and even bullet journals. They're beautiful. So we'll see how I will go with this. Will this work or not? Even though I did try it and I don't know, you'll see, it's a little bit messy. Maybe because I use it for the first time. Maybe next month I will try to do it better. We'll see. But yeah, I succeeded 5 books for this month. And this for June is like I'm doing for my bullet journal, like June was red for my bullet journal, so I'm kind of shifting that to my reading journal as well, having the same idea, because I just don't want to focus too much how to make my reading or bullet journals. Just some that they are like similar, even though I did make this a little bit more darker and I kind of like it. Everything as usual that I use is either from a store called TEDI or TEMU. And honestly, it's kind of hard to give you links when it comes to TEMU because their stuff just disappears really fast. So even if I give you a link, it's probably gonna be gone. But you can find a lot of awesome things. And again, I'm trying something new, and yeah, I like that it's not always the same. Alright, let's start with the first book. And I went with the thriller mystery psychological crime book, and it is The Breakdown. I've read this author's book was it last year? No, it was 2 years back, and it was Behind Closed Doors, and I really liked that one. So I saw that my library has another book from this author and I went with this. What is this one about? Imagine this, that you took care of your mom. She had dementia and her mom passed away. Now over the years you kind of start to forget things, and you're now scared that you in your 30s are starting to get dementia, and someone is using that to their advantage to basically destroy you. Why? Because you have money. And it all started with her husband telling his wife, Cass, do not go home through that old road, which is like a shortcut where she was like having some kind of a party with her co-workers or something. Don't go that short distance to get to home, because you have to go through the woods, and it was stormy, it was rainy, and she chose to do exactly that. And when she was going through that road with was raining really hard, the weather was really bad, she saw that there was a car there parked. Well, there was someone there, and Cass thought, okay, she like pulled over and she was waiting if whoever's in the car is going to blink if they need help. But they did nothing. So Cass like turned on the motor, nothing. They didn't give no sign. And she slowly starts to move with her car, still no sign. So I guess Cass thought, okay, maybe they don't need my help. But she saw that there was a woman in there, but because of the rain and the really bad weather, she couldn't see if she perhaps knows this person or not. And when she got home, she didn't tell her husband that she did go through the shortcut. And the next day she found out that in that shortcut, someone got murdered. And that someone's identity came out, and it was her new friend, Jane, that she met like a couple of times, and they really hit it off as becoming really good friends. And she's starting to lose her mind that the killer is out there and he's coming to get her because she was there, even though she did not see anyone besides just knowing that there was a woman in that car. And somebody is using that to make her, for her to go completely crazy and for no one to believe her. It's good. I really enjoyed this, even though I kind of like, you kind of get this idea, okay, who is the one who would use, or it was just, I did see certain things like coming, like having ideas could have been, but it was still good. I do recommend, if you want this kind of mystery thriller book, to go for it. I do recommend. My second book is Final Offer, the last book in the series, and it was nice. So the tropes for this one is second chance, it's first proximity, and friends to lovers. Now each brother needed to do something to get the inheritance money. So Carl had to go and live in this summer house that they used to be for like a year and then sell it. But there's a catch. Someone lives there, and that someone is Lana, who they were really friends at the beginning, then started dating. Then not a lot of things, but something happened to Carl specifically. He was a hockey player, had a really serious injury, and his career just went down. And then he started drinking, and then basically just not good. And so he made the decision to break up and leave Lana, go back home, wherever it is. Was it Los Angeles? No, doesn't matter. Anyway, she was left heartbroken, but he thought that he did it right because he didn't want to be like a broken man to her, because she deserves better. And after coming 6 years later, coming back to that house because he wants to sell it and to get his inheritance, he finds out that Lana lives in that house now. And what are you gonna do now? Because she's not gonna go down with the fight. And also there's a kid with her. Who's that child? The child is 6 years old. Or was it 5? Basically he thought, I guess I'm gonna say it anyway, because she tells him the truth really early on in the book, that no, the child is not his, even though she kind of does have like the eye color, his eye color. But yeah, he is trying to convince, and he is trying to get better, but he has some serious problems when it comes to alcohol. He's trying really hard. He wants Lana to forgive him, even just to start as friends again. But she has problems like trusting him, specifically now that she has a kid with her. And it's a nice story, and it did give me like, I gave it like 1 tear, right when I put here like cry, because this kid that Lana has, kind of didn't write the child's name down here, didn't I? No. Is that she asked Cal if he would adopt her so she would be his daughter. And it was so emotional, it was so nice. Basically, this entire story is about getting like trust together, becoming friends again. Cal getting better at and going to this program to no longer drink and not to be affected by alcohol and get rid of everything negativity, to start his life all over again and to actually live with Lana. Of course there's drama, of course there's fighting. It wouldn't be all that not just interesting, it's just, it would be too nice if things would be going too easy, right? But yeah, it was a lovely story. I do recommend. I think the series was pretty good. I kind of like the second book, then this one, and the first book would be the last, which was the final print. But yeah, that would be my order. So I do recommend if you are into romance and if these tropes are something that you would like. My third book is the audiobook, and it was around 10 hours, and that is The Bodyguard by Katherine Center. Romance, it's a chick lit. Do you say it like that? Did I pronounce it wrong? Basically, very for us women. And it is, the tropes are fake dating and also forced proximity. Our main character is Hannah and we have Jack. So Hannah is the bodyguard. Not what I was expecting. Like, you know, usually the bodyguard is the man. But okay, she is really good at her job. Until she, I think it was the death of her mother. She was completely broken. Not to mention she was dating a very shitty guy who broke up with her, cheated on her with her best friend, and her best friend like turning her back on her because she was trusting this guy, her ex, more because he said, oh, she's no fun, oh, we never really clicked, oh, she's the problem. When in reality he was the problem. Because even the boss that they worked together said that he needs to stop effing around other co-workers because it's bad for business. I'm not joking, that's what he said. So our girl got a job. She really wanted it because she was so broken with everything, with mother's death and getting dumped really fast after that. And she received a job to be a bodyguard to a very famous actor, Jack. Now, everything was going fine, but in order to protect him and be really close to him, she became his fake girlfriend, so they were fake dating. And she went to live with his parents, which they live like in farmland, and she is scared of cows. His family really liked her, and yeah, of course they didn't know that she is the bodyguard and all that. They kept it a secret. They kept going with, she's my girlfriend, but not really. Jack and his older brother, I believe, just didn't get along because of a certain drama. Well, not drama, something bad happened, and that is that their younger brother died. And the fault was Jack's, which later you will learn everything about the story, which that is not what I'm going to tell you. But yeah, things didn't go always so smoothly and with plan. There were certain feelings coming between Hannah and Jack. And then there is, as usual, when you are a very famous star, you get these very possessive fans. And when they learn that he has a girlfriend, kind of Hannah's life become threatened. Like, this fan is going to do bad things to her. And so she needed to be like dragged out of that job. Someone is going to take her place, and they had to tell the truth to Jack's parents about all of it. His mom was in denial, like, you two are way too cozy and everything for it to be fake. Like, his mom thought they were going to get married. Overall, I'm not going to say any more than that what happened because there's a lot more going on. including about his family. I did enjoy this audiobook, and I'm already, right now, as filming this, already listening to another one by an author that I also read one of her books like 2 years ago maybe. So I'm kind of going back for those authors that I did read and I did enjoy their books. But yeah, I did like this. This was great. Only one thing. She used, the author, the word "yup" way too many times. Whatever they've been saying, like, it's always "yup." So if that doesn't bother you, go check this book out. It's great. And now we are at the 4th book. This book was given to me by my cousin, and it is The Invitation by Vi Keeland. Actually, I'm not even going to pronounce the author's name because I'm just bad at it. So I'm just going to say you see the picture and all that. You can read it. I don't want to butcher the names. Again, romance. I actually read a lot of romance this month. And the tropes for this one are slow burn, enemies to lovers, and workplace romance. So we have Stella and Hudson. Stella has interesting hobbies. When she went to, we have garage sale. We don't have that here, but yeah. She went to a garage sale. She wanted to get like an empty journal for her to write her thoughts and the days and all of that. You know, dear diary. And she ended up buying a journal that was already written. So basically she was reading this person's journal and how their life was, the ups and downs and everything that happened. And she was so amazed by it. And she said it's like reading a book, but you're reading a person's real life story. And apparently on eBay, or was it Amazon, she is buying these journals. People are selling their journals, and she's buying them and reading them like they're books. Well, technically they are, but okay. Not only does she has a really interesting hobby, she has an amazing nose. And by that, she creates her own perfume, and perfume in a way to make it specifically for you. Like she knows what's going to stick. You know, when the perfume just isn't the same to another person's skin. It smells different, but she can make it just for you, and it will smell so good on you. There we go. We met Stella. How did we meet the guy Hudson? Well, she had a shitty roommate, which I didn't write her name. Pardon. But her roommate left her without saying anything, took her favorite expensive shoes, didn't pay rent for 2 months. Basically, Stella was on her own, and she was not doing so good with her business and not good with money. It's not looking good for her. So she got an invitation for a wedding, a really high wedding, because her roommate was a friend with really rich people, and she got an invite, but because she's not there, Stella's gay best friend, said, you know, let's just use this invitation, pretend like we're her, and you invited me with you, and let's have this wonderful day. And Stella first didn't want to do that until she saw where the wedding's going to be, and she really loves that place and she wants to go there. So they went with it. Everything was going fine until Stella introduces herself to Hudson. Her full name and last name, which were not hers, but her roommate's. And Hudson knows that's not her. And that's how we go. So this is basically gives me a little bit of Cinderella, because he didn't completely expose Stella at the avenue at his sister's wedding, but she did have to run away. Well, she didn't leave her shoe, she left her mobile. So they did end up kind of in contact, because she went to Hudson, to his company, to get her mobile, and that's how their meeting started. And well, actually Hudson wasn't the one helping her with her business. It was actually his sister, even though Stella kind of apologized to the sister through a letter, and she designed a little perfume for her. And the sister was out of it. Like, she wanted to know her, she wants to meet her, and the sister helped Stella with the business, and she kind of like told her brother Hudson, come on, this is good, we need to help her out, this is gonna be good business. It's great. I really enjoyed this book. It's cheesy and all that, but I love it. There's certain things about these journals or diaries, actually not journals, diaries, that Stella got, and one specific speaks very close to the person, and then she put two and two together, which I'm not going to tell you because I'd want to, tell you everything about the book. But it was nice, and I love Hudson's daughter Charlie, which was kind of a heartbreaking once you read more and you get to learn more about Charlie. I didn't cry, but I just felt really sad, and that's all I'm going to say. If you just want a really cheesy little romance book so you can just read it in a day, but I don't read it in a day, I read my books really long, I do recommend. So let's go to the last one. And ending this month with a fantasy, and that is One Dark Window. And I have to say that I really love Gothic now. I mean, I did read a little bit of books that had Gothic in it, and I really enjoyed it, but I think I really like Gothic now. And this is so wonderful. Absolutely, I see why people love this book. This is, even though they say it's a romantasy, I even wrote it myself, but I don't think so. There's more fantasy going on here than romance. Like, romance does play a part, but I think it's more like 70% fantasy and 30% romance. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I feel. So I have to say, this is a little bit effed up, the way this world and system works. So as a child, you're going to have this fever, and it's not just a regular fever when you get sick. It's a fever where you can end up having darker veins and seeing if you are infected and if you have magic. If the answer is yes, you as a child will be burned to death, and your family will be slaughtered, or they will be sent to the woods until they're lost and die. It's mad. Unless, I think I did not know about this until later, that who is infected, they will not just kill the child. They will first go to see if this special magic that they have can be useful. Who do you think wants to use that? Of course, the royalty, the king. And yeah, there are some survivors, which is also our girl, but along there are others as well. Terrible, I have to say this, is their names. I don't know how to pronounce their names, so I'm just gonna say our girl. Because it is, oh my god, I don't know how to pronounce it. I didn't even look how to pronounce their name. Elspeth? Is that how you say her name? Anyway, our girl, she got infected. Her father sent her away to her uncle when she had her fever. And she did survive and all that, and her aunt kind of took care of her, was there for her. Her father remarried, has a new wife, twin daughters, which with Elspeth, our girl, there are like half sisters. But yeah, she did not live with her father. Even when it was all over, she didn't return to her dad. She stayed with her uncle and his family, which they lived mostly in the woods. Yeah, she survived. She kind of got saved by her aunt not to be discovered that she has a fever, or for them to find her and see does she have magic or not. But she does, and she never told nobody that she possesses magic, not even her family. Her family thought all of these 11 years that she got nothing. Now this world also is, the magic system is with, they say tarot cards when I watch, like some people see it on the internet, but they're called like prominence cards or something like that, and each has certain power which you have to tap it 3 times to the card to use it. But of course it's a double-edged sword. You get what you can do with it, you also get pain back or something. Every card just works different. Now with our girl, she can absorb the card's power, and her uncle brought home a card called Nightmare, which only 2 of them existed. And curiosity, as she was the young girl, I guess she survived fever back then, and her magic did open. She touched the card and something entered her mind, and they called it Nightmare. And so she has a voice in her head, someone living within her. Now he, or this thing, actually helps her survive all these 11 years until she got discovered that she is infected. Of course, she is terrified what they will do to her, until she found out that she's not the only one affected that is still alive. And that's all I'm going to say. She has to still be careful for people not to figure out that she is infected, because they still think she's not. And it's just, oh, the magic system is so good, and the people, certain people, and the betrayal that our girl goes through. Like, you think your family member wouldn't do that? But they do. And also, the more you use this magic, the more you lose yourself. And I think you're then dying. Like, your life gets shortened or something. Yeah. But there's a way to break the curse, and that's what they're trying to do in this book. And they need to find all of those cards, but there's one missing and they cannot find it. And this is just one card, and no one knows where it is. Or maybe they do, but you have to read it. I do recommend reading this series. I can't wait to get to the second book. The first one was fantastic. Loved it. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't say it, but I think you saw it, that I made a mistake with One Dark Window. Because I already was preparing myself to start reading the second book, I printed the cover for the book, for the second book. And so I have to redo all of that, and I will add One Dark Window, like the real cover, later. Also, obviously, that is the winner of this month. I mean, the book is the winner this month. So, yeah. And here is where I'm going to try to do this. When did I start? When did I finish the book? And I don't know, I didn't do such a good job. It's a mess. So you tell me. I mean, I do like the idea of it, but I don't think I executed it well enough. And this would be the end result. All of the books that I read, all the stars that I gave. And it was a great reading month. Thank you so much for watching. Do write down what books you read this month, and I hope to see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao!